warning signs your aging parent may be in their final year of life. Has someone you love been showing subtle, yet worrying changes over the past year? Many people assume that death in old age happens suddenly. But the truth is, the body often sends quiet warnings months, sometimes even a year before life reaches its final chapter. The heartbreaking part? Most families miss the signs because at first, they seem so small. Only in hindsight do we realize the clues were there all along. But by then, it's too late to prepare, too late to make those final memories truly meaningful. In this video, we'll talk about 5 major signs that often appear in the final year of an elderly person's life. Some of them might be things you've already noticed and brushed off as just aging. Others might seem minor, but they signal a deeper, more gradual decline. Recognizing these signs early gives you the chance to offer better care, cherish meaningful moments, and most importantly, make sure your loved one's final stage is filled with comfort, dignity, and peace. Stay with us until the end. These 5 signs could help you prepare emotionally and practically for what's ahead, because when you understand what's happening, you won't be caught off guard. You'll be ready to make the most of the time you still have together. 1. Significant weight loss. One of the earliest and clearest signs that someone may be in their final year of life is unintended weight loss. At first, it might seem subtle, a belt that suddenly needs tightening, clothes that feel looser, a fading appetite. Many families dismiss this as just part of getting older. But the truth is, losing weight without trying is rarely a good sign. It often means the body is no longer absorbing nutrients efficiently, muscles are shrinking, and vital systems are slowing down. The aging process does cause muscle loss, but when it happens too quickly, it's often a red flag that the body is struggling, perhaps unable to properly digest or use protein, leading to muscle wasting. This loss of strength makes everyday movements harder and increases the risk of falls. It also weakens the immune system, leaving them more vulnerable to infections. Another key reason for weight loss, a fading appetite. As taste buds weaken and food no longer brings pleasure, many older adults begin skipping meals or eating far less. But this isn't just preference, it's a physiological shift. The body, sensing its time is nearing the end, stops signaling the brain to seek food as often. As a result, there's less energy, less strength, and a slow decline in overall health. Even underlying conditions like heart failure, cancer, or kidney disease can silently drive this process long before obvious symptoms appear. Some families try to fix the issue with protein shakes or favorite meals. But if weight loss continues despite these efforts, it's important to realize this isn't just a diet problem, it's the body preparing for a deeper transition. At this stage, forcing large meals may not help. Instead, focus on comfort. Soft, easy-to-eat foods and hydration matter more now than ever. Another unmistakable sign, a type of exhaustion that rest no longer fixes. This isn't just being tired after a busy day, it's a deep, overwhelming fatigue that makes even the simplest tasks, like getting out of bed or walking across the room, feel monumental. Things they used to do daily, cooking, dressing, chatting, now feel too draining to even try. This isn't laziness or mood. It's the body conserving what little energy it has left, because organ functions are slowing down. The heart may no longer pump efficiently, circulation weakens. Muscles stop receiving the same oxygen levels. The metabolism also slows dramatically. The body is no longer trying to produce and use energy, it's shifting toward preservation. That's why many seniors nearing the end start sleeping much more, taking longer naps, or struggling to stay awake for long. Some may even experience sudden energy crashes, seeming okay one moment then completely wiped out the next. Emotionally, this fatigue can be devastating. Many proud, independent elders begin feeling ashamed that they can't do what they used to. They withdraw from conversations, stop engaging in hobbies, avoid social interaction, not because they don't care, but because they just don't have the strength. For families, watching this change can be heartbreaking. It's easy to assume they're just giving up, but the truth is, pushing them to do more won't help. The most important thing now is to honor their limits, give them space to rest, and fill their remaining days with as much peace and comfort as possible. Number 3. Mental confusion and emotional withdrawal. As death approaches, one of the most noticeable changes is in the mind. You may start seeing confusion in someone who was once sharp and engaged. They forget familiar names, struggle to follow conversations, repeat themselves, lose track of time. These aren't just senior moments. It's the brain, just like other organs, losing function as oxygen and nutrients decline. Some become disoriented, have trouble making decisions, forget where they are, even in a place they've known for decades. They may have moments of clarity, followed by confusion that returns suddenly. It's almost like the mind is flickering in and out. Another sign, emotional withdrawal. Seniors nearing the end often lose interest in socializing. You may notice they speak less, participate less, sit quietly for long periods. Not because they don't love you, but because their brain can no longer process emotion or connection the same way. Crowds, noise, even normal conversations become overwhelming. So they retreat into silence, into themselves. Some become irritable, anxious, frustrated. Others go quiet, distant, detached from things they once cared about. It's not a change in personality, it's a change in how the brain works. For loved ones, this stage can feel like a slow goodbye, losing the person you know before they're truly gone. But instead of pulling them back into conversation, the best thing you can do is meet them where they are. Speak gently, reassure them. Know that even if they can't respond, they can still feel your presence. This sounds familiar? Type comment for number 3 below and share your experience. If this sounds familiar, type comment for number 3 below and share your experience. 4. Frequent infections and slow healing. As the body weakens, the immune system breaks down. Someone who rarely got sick may now catch every cold, every flu, and take far longer to recover. Simple cuts or bruises heal slower. Minor infections can linger for weeks. This happens because the body is no longer able to repair and defend itself the way it once did. Common infections become chronic, that is, pneumonia, skin infections, even mouth sores. Antibiotics that once worked may not be as effective. The body stops responding to treatment the same way, a scratch that doesn't heal, a sore that keeps reopening. These are signs that blood flow is weakening, oxygen isn't reaching tissues, and healing is shutting down. Even more concerning, infections in the final year of life may not show typical signs. Instead of a fever, seniors may seem more tired, more confused, less hungry. A sudden drop in alertness is often the first clue. At this stage, families often want to fight back. Try one more hospital stay, one more treatment round. But sometimes the best care isn't about healing, it's about comfort, keeping skin clean, ensuring hydration, reducing stress, because in the end, peace may matter more than one more medication. 5. Changes in breathing and circulation. Perhaps the clearest sign that the body is preparing for its final chapter is a shift in breathing and blood flow. You may notice your loved one's breathing becoming shallow, irregular, or unusually slow. They may pause between breaths or breathe in a pattern that speeds up and slows down unpredictably. This is often part of a natural process, like Cheyne-Stokes breathing, where deep breaths alternate with long pauses. Their hands and feet might grow cold. fingertips, toes, even ears may turn bluish or pale, signs that blood is being directed away from extremities to protect the vital organs. Even talking or moving slightly may leave them short of breath. They may prefer sitting up or sleeping in a recliner because lying flat makes breathing harder. You might hear a gurgling sound or notice coughing. It may seem like a cold, but it's often the lungs weakening. At this point, it's natural to worry, to want to help them breathe easier. But the best thing you can do is create comfort, keep the room cool, offer sips of water, use a humidifier, gentle medication or oxygen therapy may help, but the goal now is peace, not cure. Final thoughts. As we come to the end of this video, take a moment to reflect. Weight loss, deep fatigue, mental confusion, frequent infections, and changes in breathing. These 5 signs often appear in the year leading up to the end of life. They may not all happen at once, and they may not be obvious. But when you notice them, they're the body's way of saying, I'm preparing. It's natural to want to fight back, to feed them more, keep them active, or push through. But sometimes, the most loving thing we can do is listen to what their body is trying to tell us. Instead of resisting the inevitable, we can focus on making their final days as gentle, peaceful, and full of love as possible. This is not about fearing death. It's about facing it with care. If you've recognized any of these signs in someone you love, take a deep breath and know you're not alone. Many families have walked this path before you. Knowing what to expect won't erase the pain, but it can give you strength, patience, and peace. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video. Bye-bye.